Hi guys. Anybody can see me? Hello. Oh my god. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, good. Tracy, you say you can hear me. Felista, Demola, Sizophila, guys. Yes, thank you. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened with my previous setting. Just forgive me. I think the audio is good now. Perfect. Good. So I'm just gonna give you all guys 2 minutes to join here because I see we're already 11 minutes late. I'm really sorry about that. Perfect. And you say that you can hear me. Good. So what I'll do, of course, I think I'll start with an introduction. Of course, my name is Lois Gidiga, and I'm an RCIC based here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I run this YouTube channel. I'm also the principal RCIC at Milele Immigration Services. And the reason I thought of doing this Q&A is because, I've been giving out a lot of videos and there are people who have been sending me a lot of emails. I'm not able to respond to all the emails. Perfect, thank you. So I'm not able to respond to all the emails that you guys send me, and not everybody should be really booking a consultation. But then again, I don't have time to respond to every question. So I thought I would just come here for about an hour and answer your simple questions. And when I say simple questions, this is not supposed to be for legal advice. This is supposed to be for your information purposes only. So this is an info session per se. So I'm not able to answer anything that needs legal advice because I'm not privy to the fact of your case. Okay. So yes, I see. Thank you guys. So I am really also perfect. I'm also, so what I'll do, I'll have my laptop here because I'm not, as you can see, I'm a novice in this thing. It's my first time to do this and I'm already messing up. So I'll have the questions maybe pop up so that I can address all of them. Give me 1 second so that I see, I'm not a, yes, study gap. Age limit to apply for study visa. Okay, I see those. Perfect. Could you just hold on to those questions for 1 second just so that I'm able to coordinate my responses, guys? Okay, just bear with me. Again, I told you this is my first time, guys. Don't shoot me. I'm trying, and my kids are asleep. They're the ones who do help me with this kind of stuff. And I want to be able to catch every question that I can answer. Okay, guys? Before we get there, I want to tell you this because I know a lot of questions that come to me. They're always saying, tell me the easiest, the fastest, the quickest way to come to Canada. And I know as YouTubers, I'm a YouTuber, we also, because we want viewership, we phrase our videos to be, easiest, fastest, quickest. And I want to tell you the truth here. There's no easiest, quickest, fastest way. Those are just catchy phrases to get viewership and get, YouTube viewership. The truth is, Canadian immigration is on merit. Okay, it's whether you qualify or you don't qualify. You may want to come to Canada. Wanting is one thing, and it's perfect because that starts, it starts from there. It starts from desire. But is wanting enough? Wanting is good, fine. Then ask yourself, am I eligible? Do I qualify? How do we know whether you qualify? Age, education, work experience, languages, adaptability, and many other factors, skill sets, etc., guys. Okay? So I may never be able, and I know maybe I'm going to get those questions that say, Lois, which is the quickest way to come to Canada? Unfortunately, there's no quickest way to come to Canada. How much does it cost to come to Canada? There's no figure that I can just quote and tell you, this is what it costs to come to Canada, guys, okay? It depends on which program you qualify for, you and maybe your spouse, if that is applicable, if you're married. Okay, guys? So bring on those questions, guys. Again, I'm going to try my best. Okay, slowly, guys. So thank you very much for your, I'm a refugee waiting for my acceptance. I'm a minor. Yeah, that is a kind of a question I'm not able to address in this kind of a session. You know, you're a refugee here. There's a lot of facts that I need to know about that before I can give you any legal advice, guys. Okay? So personal issues, like you have a personal case, I may require you to book a consultation, but I'll try and answer to the best of my knowledge. Okay? I'll try and answer to the best of my knowledge. Which certificates are needed to send to WES? Of course, if you have a WES, account, you need to send out your transcript and your education, the degree certificates. Okay. Is it wise to enroll for a master's degree in theological studies? Let me tell you, you can study anything, my friends. You can study anything in Canada. It's how well you defend that. So, and also your goal. You can come here, study your theology, but what is your goal after you study? So you come here, take theology, then what? Okay? Are you planning to go back to your country to spread the gospel, to start a church there, or are you planning to immigrate to Canada? So the kind of a course that you're choosing should be guided by your future immigration goals, not just, anything. You can come here to study anything, I tell you. Yeah. So what is your future immigration goal? And even before you get to your future immigration goal, once you know, do you want to move here? Then you also need to know, will you be able to immigrate based on your age, not just on the course, based on the age, your previous work experience, your skill set, your languages. So it's not just about the course, it's so much more. Okay, make sure you understand. Yes, to answer the question in the easiest way, you can come here and study theology. I have a degree in social work. Do I qualify to work and live in Canada? Of course, you qualify to work and live in Canada. Anybody can come to work and live in Canada. And I'm going to dispel this thing because I know maybe 5 years ago, sorry, I'm not able to catch up with all the emails if I'm going to answer the questions. So just keep them coming. So about up to 2015, there used to be a list of careers that were only applicable if you wanted to immigrate to Canada, okay? But that one was scraped off, and now everybody, as long as you fall in the skill set of O, A, or B, and those are skilled professionals, you can come here. So it doesn't now discriminate on careers or occupation. So yes, it doesn't matter, whatever, a teacher, anybody, you can come here. Is it a must that anyone that is coming to Canada must take the coronavirus vaccine? On vaccinations, guys, that is an evolving situation right now. And I know I appreciate that not all countries have vaccines. Even here in Canada, most of us are not vaccinated. Okay, majority of adults are vaccinated, but then there's still a whole group of people who are not vaccinated, okay? So what you find is that, yes, it's good to be vaccinated, but it's not mandatory yet right now that when you're entering Canada, you must be vaccinated. If you're not vaccinated, Travel Canada released an update, and I think I made a video about that if you're not vaccinated, you have to come in quarantine. So as long as you're coming to quarantine and you test negative, you can come to Canada without vaccination. I don't know about the future. Most likely in the future, they're going to require that you all be vaccinated before you can come here. Can I get your email for consultancy, please? Yes, perfect. My email, how do I do that? I can post my email. It's on my website, guys, by the way. But my email is Loise, Loise, at mileleimmigrationservices.ca. Okay? It's on the website. The website is www.mileleimmigrationservices.ca. Okay? Is there age limit to apply for study permit? No, there's no age limit. Thank you. I think I had seen that question many times. There's no age limit to apply. Can visiting visitor accepted now? Okay, I'll come back to that. So for the person who was asking about age limit, come on, you know what? If you want to study, you can come study even if you're 60. I actually know people who come here in their 50s, okay? As long as what matters is, are you able to defend the course? Why are you coming to study, okay? It's how well you defend your application, how you justify why you want to come study in Canada. Can you afford it? It's not about age, it's about qualification. Okay. Someone was asking something about visitor visa. Oh my God. Yeah, if you can come here under visitor visa. Right now, that again goes to the Travel Canada website, whereby, and I know I did release that video, and that video says, according to the release at that time, people can come visit Canada right now, but there are exemptions. Okay, not everybody right now, not every Tom, Dick, and Harry can just come to Canada, especially if you're coming for what do we call them? If you're coming here for leisure, or you're just coming here to visit, unless you're coming here for an essential reason, you're not going to be allowed to visit yet. If you have relatives in Canada, you are exempt. Okay, there's a whole exemption list of people who can visit Canada at this time, but I think it's still gonna take a little time, maybe by Christmas. Maybe that's when they'll say, you know what, guys, the borders are open and everybody can come here. Can I apply for an open work permit from outside Canada before my spouse arrives? No. No. An open work permit. I think I've done a video on open work permits, and open work permits are not for everybody. Okay, there's a whole, there's a list of people who qualify for open work permits. Maybe you're in Canada, you have finished your studies, you can get that postgraduate work permit, which is an open work permit of its kind. If you're here as a refugee claimant, you can you can apply for an open work permit. If you're a student here and your spouse is in Canada, they can apply for an open work permit, but you need to apply, most of those you need to apply from inside Canada. I have a certificate in journalism. Can I apply for college? Absolutely. There's nothing stopping you from applying to study in Canada. Again, I will just say this on studies, because I do most of my consultation and most of my work is based on students and study permits. That's what I do mostly. And I will tell you, anybody can get you an admission, or even yourself, you can get yourself a school admission. What you should be worried about is not just getting an admission, is getting a study permit. And getting a study permit is going to be based on the course that you chose. And the course that you chose, how they're going to look at it is, why are you doing that course? And why are you doing it in Canada? Why can't you do it in your country? So it's all going to be, how well are you justifying? How are you defending that application? Yes, anybody can apply. Can a visitor visa be converted to a work permit? I know this is a serious one, and I'll take some little time to explain this. Converting visitor visa to work permit. Let me see if I can. I have a degree in economics. Can I get a PR in case I want to upgrade? And what would you advise? That is Provin, planning to study in Canada. Sorry, that question really went away so fast before I could see it. I'm so sorry. I hope it can come back again. They're moving up the screen so fast. I'm having a high school certificate. Do I qualify to apply for college? Absolutely, yes. I'm in Montreal. will I be able to? Yes, you can consult with me, whether you're in Montreal, just send me an email. You can even book a consultation on my website directly, depending on what it is you want to discuss. So yes, yeah, I can be a consultant. I can represent you. It doesn't matter. I represent people from all over the world. Samara, you're saying when I come with visiting visa, how much will it cost me to get a work permit? See, I don't know how to answer that question, okay? And there's a reason I'm saying. So you come on a visitor visa, and that is related to the one that I wrote down here, converting a visitor visa into a work permit. It's not as easy, and I will tell you that because a lot of people are out there lying to people, oh, come to Canada and convert that to a work permit. I made actually a whole video on that, various ways you can convert. And I will tell you, it's easier said than done. Okay, so when I tell you that you can convert your visitor visa into a work permit because you'll come here, look for a job and convert that, it's not a transactional thing. It's not something you're just gonna come here, take your visitor visa and change it into a work permit. No, things are not that direct. It is possible, but you should be very careful if you're coming here to change your work from a visitor visa into a work permit. And yesterday I had this case that I was dealing with. This person came here, so I'll give you the scenario. This person came here, they came to visit, they got someone who gave them a job offer, and they applied here in Canada, okay? And they were denied. Their work permit was denied. So if you're not careful at the conversion, how are you doing the conversion? Okay, how you're doing the conversion matters, because you, as long as you can apply when you're in Canada, if you're coming from a country that requires you to get a visa to come to Canada, and majority of the people who reach out to me are coming from people from countries that require visas, then you will need to leave the country at some point. Once your visa is approved, that is once your work permit is approved, you enter. Okay, there are some ways that people do that you can maybe do a flag polling, but those are not easy things to do, but people do that. Okay, so yes, you can come here on a visitor visa. You can change that if you get a job offer into a work permit. But if you're coming from a country that needs a visitor visa, you will have to leave the country and come back. I'm in Jamaica. Do you do consultations? Absolutely. I actually have clients from Jamaica. You can book a consultation on my website. And I'm happy to talk to you and discuss with you on how Canadian immigration applies to you. Okay? I have a diploma. Oh my God. So fast. Lois, I've been following you for my son clears high school next March, July, September. Yes, you can contact me at that time. When your son clears, I would advise you contact me before they clear, and I will tell you why. Because applying for school is not a day thing. Okay, you want to be able to have enough time to apply for school and enough time to apply for a study permit, because maybe applying for a school takes you, let's say, 2 months to get a letter of admission, and then you still need about 4 months to process your your study permit. So you need to have enough time. And even before you apply for that school, you need to know the documents that you require, depending on the course, the province that person is coming from. So if your son is graduating in April, I recommend that you reach out to me sooner than later, so that we talk about the finances you're gonna need, the province, the course, stuff like that, and you're prepared and you have a good strategy for success. Don't wait until the last minute, until they've graduated and then you're coming. It's okay if you come to me, but I advise people to plan better. Okay, I have a degree in entrepreneurship. Can I get a job, and how do I go about it? So I'll talk about getting jobs, because I see a lot of people are talking about that. I'll address this. Thanks, I'll contact you. Absolutely, Carol. I have a diploma. Okay, sorry. Is express entry being processed for foreigners outside Canada? Right now, they are not drawing people in the express entry. Okay, and they've not drawn people for a while. I think they drew people sometime last year, somewhere they drew people, but provinces are still doing nominations. Okay, so if you've applied for a provincial nomination, provinces are still doing nomination, and I know that because I've had nominations personally for my clients for BC and for Saskatchewan. Those ones have been ongoing, and people are arriving under those. Okay, So guys, where are those questions? I mean, Ghana, we are forcing the government to fix the country was, I don't understand. It looks like you're asking something to do with refugee, but it's not very clear. How much does it cost to apply for college in Canada? Perfect question. Remember what I said, some questions. So how much does it cost to apply for a college in Canada? I will say two things. There's an application fee for school. Most schools charge 150 to apply for a school. Okay, that is the simple part. Okay. But then again, if you're asking how much a college costs, school fees vary by school. So there isn't a fixed amount of money that a school charges. So it depends on your budget. You can go for a school that is costing 100,000, another that is costing 10,000. So it's very, very, very. Can you assist on a refugee claim? Yes, Summer, I can assist on. I work also on refugee cases, but I only help people who are in Canada. If you're interested in claiming asylum and you have a legitimate reason, you have a legitimate reason why you want to seek asylum. If you need to be in Canada, sorry, you'll need to be in Canada. When you're in Canada, you can talk to me, and I can help you apply for asylum. I would first need to listen to your case and see whether it's eligible and the chances of success. So you can book an asylum consultation on my website, and we can sit down, we go through the case. Before you arrive here, I can guide you on the kind of documents to bring for documentation, evidence, and stuff like that, and how to prepare for yourself. If you're outside Canada, the only way that I can help you is if you have people here in Canada who want to sponsor you through a group of 5. I do not provide group of 5s, so you would need to have people here who are ready to sponsor you. But it's very hard for you to apply when you're outside Canada unless you're being sponsored by people who are in Canada. But if you find yourself in Canada, you visit here and you want to claim asylum, and that's the case, then you can talk to me and I'll be happy to represent you at the IRB. I have a diploma in social work. Will I get a job? Anybody gets a job. People. You will get a job, okay? I'm not saying 2 days, 10 days, but in Canada, you will get a job. Yeah, so don't be so worried about getting a job. If you're somewhere in Kenya and you're coming to Canada, I tell you, your chances of getting a job in Canada are 10 times higher than your chances of getting a job when you're in Kenya. So come on, don't shy away. Don't shy away that you won't get a job. Come here, okay? Come here, get a job, and yeah. Okay, I don't know who is being disrespectful there. That's your problem, my friend. Ben Indagasi, I think you have a problem. It's okay. That's your own issue to deal with. I'm really sorry about whatever you're going through. Tracy, you're asking a question. I think I'll take somebody else. Please talk specifically about driving license swiping. Okay, Grace, you're talking about driving license. So what you do, that varies by province, okay? Because Canada has 10 provinces and each province is different. So if you come here in Alberta, if you bring your driving license, you can, you bring your driving license, you go to the registry, you'll have to do a test. But then once you pass, you have to surrender your Kenyan driving license, or I'm thinking you're coming from Kenya, so you'd have to swap it and get the Canadian driving license. But I do recommend. Oh, Ben Indagasi, sorry, he was my kid. Yeah, please keep your kid away from us. Thank you so much for that. I thought you're just being disrespectful, and you know what? There's no reason to be disrespectful to us here. I'm just trying to help people. I have a diploma in mission and theology. Emma, can I get a pastoral job in Canada? Yes, in churches you can get a job. Okay? Kipchumba. Oh my God, it got lost before I could read it. It's coming and going so fast. Marianne, BSc Chemistry, MBA. Can I apply for postgraduate? Okay, you say your study permit was refused. Let me address a refusal, okay? Refusal of study permit. And I think, so let me first talk about this, because there's that lady who has asked about refusal of a study permit. Yes, anybody can apply, and I know you are refused. I'm really sorry about that. You can still reapply, but before you reapply, make sure you address the real issues as to why the first permit was refused. Personally, how I do it, and I do reapplication, and actually maybe watch the video that I will release today, because I have a very personal case that I went through on a visa that was approved last week. So please watch that video. I'm not going to preempt the video because I've already talked about this in that whole video in more detail. But yes, you can reapply if your study permit was refused. Just don't reapply blindly. Yes, otherwise you're going to get another refusal, and it's very frustrating. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of your money. Don't do that. Make sure you get your immigration file, and make sure someone who understands how to read GCMS notes and interpret them reads it for you and advises that these are the things that you really need to address. And now make sure that you address those issues. Address the issues that the visa officer. So that generic refusal that you got when your study permit was refused, that is just generic. We are not satisfied. You leave Canada at the end of this time because of blah blah blah. I don't know, your finances, purpose. Those are generic reasons. The real reasons are in the GCMS notes. And until you address those, please do not reapply. Personally, if you come to me to do a reapplication, I do not reapply if I don't have the GSMS notes. Okay, yes. So if you're interested in getting your GSMS notes, interpreting them, and knowing how to reapply, I'm happy to do that for you. Please reach out to me, send me an email, or even just book a study consultation, and we shall go through that. Okay, and begin. How do someone go about scholarship? Scholarship, and I have 2 full videos on my channel that I did on gaining scholarship. Please go back to my channel, and they're in 2 parts. So there's part 1 and part 2. I've done it in detail. I'm not able to do it here. I've already addressed that question. Okay, so refusal. Solomon, is it advisable to pay full tuition for my wife and go ahead with the student GIC? GIC, it depends on which country you're coming from, okay? It's okay. It's okay to pay school fees. There's nothing wrong about paying school fees. GICs, just apply for GIC if you're using the Study Direct program, okay? No, don't just get GICs if you're not using the Study Direct program. But yes, you can pay the school fees in full. What you need to know is understand the school's refund policies, okay? Know what they refund to you in case you're denied, because with a study permit, there's a chance that you'll be denied. So just make sure that you know if it's denied, what amount am I going to be refunded. But there's nothing wrong with paying school fees. I actually, personally, when I'm doing study permits, I do encourage people to pay school fees. Sandra, can I apply for PR as an international student? Yes, you can. You can. I'm trying to read so fast. Yeah, you can apply for PR as an international student. And I will tell you how. One way, if you're already here in Canada as an international student, you don't necessarily have to wait to graduate if you qualify under the federal skilled worker class and you know that you will go through. So yes, you can apply. Outside of that, you wait until you graduate, you get your postgraduate work permit, and you get a job in Canada and apply under the Canadian experience class. Good. Lawrence, is refrigeration where the best place to practice my trade in Canada? Okay, Lawrence, you're asking about the best place to practice a trade in Canada. Anywhere, any province is good to practice a trade. Trades are different, okay? And I say they are different because most of the trades, you will need a certification from that province. So you will always need to know which province you're coming to, okay? Then get and know whether your trade requires a license in that province, and then get the license and you work. So, but come on, refrigeration technician, you'll get a job in any province. Yes, there are opportunities for auditors. Any occupation, there are opportunities for all occupations. Opportunities for all occupations. Gosh, this is moving so fast. Olayemi, I just landed to Canada 2 weeks ago. I need a good job. Please look for a job, my friend. Look for a job. I really wish you the best and welcome to Canada. You just have to look jobs. You just gotta look for them. Okay, you have to look for a job. Like you gotta make it a full-time job to look for a job. Right? Yes. Pauline, yes, you can come here while pregnant. There's nothing wrong with that. And actually, I know a lot of people who come here while pregnant and they give birth and they get Canadian citizen children. So anyway, yeah, as long as the aircraft or the airline lets you in, you can come to Canada while pregnant. Osinde, mechanic specialized diesel. I don't see any questions, so I don't understand. And someone is asking about evidence for refugee claim. Please, I wouldn't know which evidence it is unless I know what case we are talking about. So it's evidence is proof of the story you're giving. Okay, evidence is proof. If there's proof of whatever it is you've said, that is what you give as evidence. If you want me to go through your case and tell you the specific evidence that I would need to support a case, please book a consultation on my website, an asylum consultation. I will look at your case and tell you I need A, B, C, D, E, F to be able to support your application. Do Canadian universities accept diplomas from Kenya? Yes, they do. They do. Applied for visitor visa 3 months timeline. Please, guys, on timelines, I cannot give you timelines. If you have an application that is ongoing at IRCC, please sit tight and be patient. Okay, guys, that's all I'll ask you. And the reason I'm saying that, we are under the pandemic. These are unprecedented times. We don't know. Things are happening differently. Even myself with my clients, I'm not giving any timelines. And actually, we were warned about giving timelines to our clients. Why? Because nobody knows. And I don't want to sit here and tell you that, it's going to take you 3 months and then it takes 6 months. I know there are people who applied for visas in November last year and they haven't heard anything about it. So please, it's only 3 months. Come on, you're still in good time. So don't worry so much about timelines. Wait, sit tight. If it goes for longer, you can reach out to us and I can make an inquiry on your behalf. Okay. Oh my good Lord. I have a BSc in administration. That is Kwasi. Oh my God, Kwasi, it's almost it's lost. Oh my goodness. Thank you, CIBC and GIC on nationalities. Yeah, banks will allow GICs. That is not the issue. Banks will allow you GICs, but is it necessary unless you're using a program that needs a GIC? That's my point of argument. Okay. Anyone can get a GIC, but it's only required if the student program you're using requires it. Not everybody, Yeah, I don't want to get personal with GICs because I know people, they are out there with a lot of ideas that, getting a GIC is going to enable you get a study permit. No. If you want to get a GIC, you get a GIC. Okay? I still have so many people actually from Nigeria who don't do GICs. Most of my clients actually have never needed anybody, especially from Nigeria, because Nigeria right now, they have the student their direct program, and all we need is my bank statement. So why do you need my GIC when you can just submit my bank statement, which is needed for that program? And the good thing with Nigeria, the program is being processed in 6 weeks. Personal experience, my clients, I have visas that have been processed in under 6 weeks from Nigeria. No GICs needed. But yeah, you can get a GIC if you want. Sorry, I have to proceed. In the video, open work permit mentioned dependent spouse can apply after. Oh my God, that question has disappeared as fast as it appeared. Whew, guys, let me breathe. Sorry. Solomon, you're welcome. I'm about to get my PR. Will I be able to sponsor my sister? No, sisters are not family. I'm sorry about that. Sister is not family. You can sponsor your sister. You can sponsor a spouse or children or parents. The period. Those are the only people you can sponsor. Okay. However, if there's a class that you may use to sponsor a sister, if you have nobody in Canada, Okay, if you have nobody in Canada, there's a class that you can sponsor a sister, but then you must prove that there's no one else that you can sponsor except that sister. So it's not as easy, but the simple answer is that sisters don't fall under the family class, so you'll not be able to sponsor. The best way to sponsor a sister, and it's not really sponsoring, is maybe they apply for immigration and they can get points because they have a sister in that province who is either a citizen or a Canadian permanent resident. Okay, excuse me. Or you can be in a province that awards people points for having a connection, and you can have your sister come through that, but you're not able to sponsor a sister. All right, so who is this? Kwasi, I think I've already addressed. Let me see someone that I haven't. I got my LOA today, but the college doesn't provide postgraduate work permit, 1-year program. Please, talk to me. If your school is not offering you a postgraduate work permit, please book a consultation with me, because I don't know why you're coming to Canada in the first place. Sorry, I just have to say it. Unless you want to just come here, visit and go back. I mean, study and go back. Okay? Yeah, if you want to immigrate, you want to come through a college that offers you a postgraduate work permit. Opportunities for someone in economics? Absolutely, Jesse. Yes, there's opportunities for economics. Bye-bye, Ben. We will see you later. Okay, I've already addressed that question. Can one apply for a visitor visa after a study permit refusal? Yes, you can. You can apply for a visitor visa after your study permit was refused. I advise you, though, seek professional advice before you do that, because you need to know why was your study permit refused, because those reasons could be the same reasons why your visitor visa will be refused. But I've seen people who've been refused so many visas, but they're still approved others. So these visa officers, they have to look at a case on its own merit. Okay, and when they do that, you have to qualify for that study, for that visitor visa, irrespective of whether you failed in a study visa. However, if there are things to do with finances and other reasons, they may be transferable, because those are both those are a study visa and a visitor visa. They are both temporary resident visas. So there could be reasons that cost your refusal for this study that are going to cost your refusal for visitor. So please, before you spend your money, before you invest, get professional advice and get a good strategy. If you're interested, I can help you with that. Please book a visitor consultation on my website, and I'll be happy to guide you. Okay? Right. Angie, if I sponsor my sister, oh God, it's disappeared. Yeah, some of these questions are too long, so it's taking me a long time. Is there anything like working in an NGO on voluntary basis to get experience and continue? Yeah, no, I really don't understand that question, because I don't know where you are. Are you in Canada? You're abroad? Sorry, I'm not able to answer that question. Caregivers, if one has a different field, it's disappeared. Proof of relationship, Danny. If you want to come to Canada with your fiancé on work visa, and what proof? If you're coming here on a work visa, so you mean you're coming here on a work permit? If you're coming on a work permit, if you say you're married, the thing is, I tell people this. This is how I'll try and answer your question in the simplest way. Anything you indicate in your immigration application, make sure you have documentary evidence. If you say you're married, please provide your marriage certificate. Okay? If you say you have children, provide their birth certificate. Okay? So make sure you're able. Joyce, you're asking if there's room for office administrators. Absolutely, yes. Yeah, there are. So yeah, documentary evidence is needed. Yes. When applying for a visitor visa, do I need a letter of invitation? Bichila. Yes. If you're coming to visit Canada, it depends. Again, if you're coming to visit Canada, it depends. What are you coming to do? If you're coming to visit your friend or your relative, then they need to invite you. So yes, you need an invitation letter. If you're coming for a conference, then you need your conference registration. If you're coming for vacation, you don't need an invitation. You need your vacation booking. So, yeah. Do you help? Emma is asking if I help in getting LMIAs. Yes, for employers, not for employees. Okay. So if someone is in Canada and they're an employer and they want, someone is asking why my consultation is too high. I will comment on that. Yeah, LMIAs, I help for people who are here. They are employers and they want application with that. I do. As an employee or a potential employee, it's not your place to be applying for LMIAs. What you need to be applying for is a work permit. So if you have an employer who's given you an LMIA and they've given you a job offer, you need help getting a work permit, talk to me. Okay? Yes, so Emma, I just answered your question. Yes, someone is saying, why is my consultation fee so high? I don't know. High is relative. In Canada, consultation fees are 300 per hour. I only charge 150, so I think it's pretty reasonable. Okay? Thank you. Study visa, can I use someone's bank statement? Yes, you can use somebody's bank statement, but you that is the quickest answer that I can get for you there. That yes, you can use somebody's bank statement. Be very smart before you do that. I don't know who is somebody. Is it your relative? Is it your spouse? So yeah, I don't want to advise beyond there because I don't know the specifics as to why you're asking that and whose bank statement you're going to be providing. We can sit down and see how that relates with your case, but the simplest answer is yes, you can use somebody's bank statement. Now, someone had asked me here about getting jobs, okay? And I can't see that question anymore. I've already addressed that question of changing visitor visa to work permit. I already addressed other companies sponsoring work permits. Companies sponsoring work permits. I don't know whether you're asking for recruiters or employers, okay? I don't know of recruiters, and you should be very worried about, not worried, careful when dealing with recruiters because that's how a lot of people get conned, okay? The simplest way to get conned is someone saying that they're recruiting and they're giving you a job offer and you have to pay this amount of money and they're going to bring you to Canada. Employers, on the other hand, if you apply for a job that is posted on a company's website, as long as the company is open to sponsoring your work permit, yes, there are people who come here on work permits, a lot of them, okay? Yeah, but I don't know about recruitment. Someone had asked me about getting jobs. Let me talk to someone that I haven't addressed. For express entry, proof of funds, just the amount you bring to Canada. Do they need, gosh, why is it disappearing this fast? Okay. The Canadian, I don't understand what it is you're asking because now you're asking me the Canadian 1150 in BC, what is it for? Canada has so many programs, and unless I know the amount of money you're referring and in what context, unfortunately, I don't have an answer for you. Yeah. Angie, I need to, okay, Jason, express entry, proof of finances, just the amount you bring into Canada. Do they need proof of current salary payments? Yes, they do. The answer is yes. Okay. Proof, do they need proof of current salary payments? Proof of finances is a bank statement that you need to provide, Jason. Okay, easy. Let's keep it simple. Proof of finances is the bank statement that you will give. Okay, so it's the money that is in that bank statement. Yes, Emma. Yes, you're saying that I should speak on the jobs. There is something that was on that question that I really want to get so that I address it in the right way. Is there a specific time for international students applications? Florence is asking if there is a specific time when international students apply, and I will address it in this way. the main school intake. Canada has 4 school intakes. There's the winter, which is January. There's spring, April. Some schools do have some, no, not summer, no, for international students. There's fall, and so what am I saying? I'm saying the main school intake is fall, so that is September. Then there's January, that is the winter, and the spring. Okay, most schools do have those 3 intakes, so you can apply as long as the school has those 3 intakes. But most schools only have 1 intake, which is when? Which is September. Okay, so if it's a master's and you're coming here in September, you better be applying now. Okay, be applying right now, because the deadlines for most masters is January for you to be here in September. Okay, but the rest, as long as they're not masters, I think you can have continued admissions. All right, someone is saying, I am giving sincere advice. That's what I try to do. I know some people think that I discourage people. I just try to give you the right advice, because things. Yes, Ifioma, thank you, Ma, for your sincere advice. Thank you, and you're welcome. Tavenga, self-employed via express entry. Yes, you know what, Tavenga? I actually I'm going to release the self-employed program under express entry soon. Okay, and when I say soon, maybe in a week's time. So please watch out for that video, because it's detailed and I'm not able to talk about it right here. And the reason I want to do that is because of athletes. You know, we just came from what do we call it? I want to address the athletes and people like journalists and anyone who can come through the self-employed class. So please watch that video. I was saying we just came from the Olympics, and there are some things I want to address from the Olympics, before the dust settles. So that's why I am making that video on. Oh yeah. Okay, Bichila, keep on doing this Q&A. Thank you. Oh my, I would love to. I think I'll try and do them once a month. I will try. It's not easy, but I will try. Sandra, you're asking some cheap universities. Yes, you know what, Sandra? I made a video a month ago. Please go back on my YouTube channel. There's one video that is talking about 10 cheap universities in Canada. So your answer is there. I already addressed that, and thank you. Isaac, hi. How can I get someone is asking about the immigration and refusal. Please bring back that question so that I can address it. Prince, a CNA, can I apply for a job in healthcare? Yes, you can apply for a job in healthcare as a CNA. Yeah, you can apply for any job that you qualify for, okay? So if you qualify, this is what happens with a job, A job comes from the employer perspective. An employer is going to post a job and say, I'm looking for, a carpenter. Okay, I want them to have 3 years work experience. I want them to have a degree. I want them to have this. I want them to have that. So it's, as long as you qualify for that job, you can apply. Okay. Yes, Nancy, you're saying you have an offer letter, dear sister. Yes, I do visa applications. That's actually my strong point. You or Nancy, if you want, I can do a visa application for you. Please reach out to me. Go on my website. I do recommend you first book a consultation so that we go through the requirements, okay? The consultation fee is going to be part of the application fee. So go on the website and book a study consultation, and we shall discuss your visa application, okay? Yes, someone is asking what? Yes, someone is asking me if they can book a consultation. Yes, you can book a consultation. Just go on the website. You're welcome, Nancy. You can go on the website and just book a consultation. Okay? Okay, Angie, you're back. If she comes to Canada, will she be considered international or domestic? Seriously, Angie, there's something I'm not understanding, because you're asking about sponsoring your sister and whether they'll be international. It's quite vague. if I sponsor my sister and she comes to Canada, will she be considered as international or domestic student? If she's coming here as a student, and I don't know what you mean sponsor, because sponsor means totally different in terms of immigration than maybe what you're thinking or you're understanding, okay? Sponsoring means you're sponsoring to bring someone here as a permanent resident. That is what sponsorship means, okay? In this case, I think you're saying whether you can pay school fees for your sister and sponsor her here as an international student. If she's coming here, she is going to be an international student, not a domestic student. Domestic students have to be Canadian citizens or Canadian permanent residents, okay? Okay, I hope I've answered your question, Angie. And I still haven't addressed the jobs thing. Let me now go to the jobs. Some people are asking, I already answered that question, Mr. Ali. Yeah, about converting visitor visa. You may have to watch this. 10, I'm skilled worker, but can I apply for unskilled work? For starters, if you're in Canada, you can apply for any job, okay? If you're already in Canada, you can apply for any job. It doesn't matter whether it's skilled or unskilled, okay? I didn't understand that question. It came and disappeared super fast. Caregivers, if one has a degree in a different field and in addition 6 months training as a personal support worker, do they still qualify? Wow. Yeah, these questions are too long. Emma, my consultation does not involve CVs. No, it's consultation. If you want me to help you with resume, I can do that, and your CVs, that is something separate. We can talk about that, okay? Consultation is simply consultation. Do they still, oh my goodness. Okay, I'll wait for that question. Which visa do I use as an asylum seeker? If you're in Canada, you want to seek asylum, you just seek asylum, okay? Yeah, I already talked about asylum. You need to be in Canada to seek asylum. So maybe whatever visa that brings you here, it doesn't matter. As long as you're in Canada, you can seek asylum, okay? All right, can I apply for asylum in Canada? Yes, you can apply as long as, so Steve, you're asking whether you can apply for asylum in Canada from Kenya. Yes, you can, as long as you qualify for that class, because everything is all about qualification, even asylum. Seeking asylum is it's not easy at all. It's a very complicated pathway, not even a pathway, it's a very complicated process. So the most important thing is whether you qualify and the reason for seeking asylum. So you need to seek asylum because your life is in danger because of so many reasons. So if you're interested, we can talk about that to see whether your case qualifies under, yes, I'll talk about jobs. I'm just trying to get as many questions on the job so that I know exactly the context that I'll be addressing. Yeah, so seeking asylum, anyone can seek asylum as long as their lives are in danger and you are in Canada, okay? All right. Yeah, talk about jobs. Emma, I already answered that question. How can I get in touch? I need a consultation, Kipchumba. My website is www.mileleimmigrationservices.ca. You can just go there and book a consultation on the website. Someone is asking about WhatsApp, and I will say here, guys, please, I do not like WhatsApp personally. Yes, the person who introduced WhatsApp, it wasn't meant for me. And the reason I don't use WhatsApp, first, there's so many scammers out there. Even on my YouTube channel, you can see they're giving people their WhatsApp numbers that they work for me. They are so audacious. They are coming on my website, on my YouTube, okay? So I do not talk to people on WhatsApp. Simply because back and forth chatting on WhatsApp takes a lot of my time. I only have 8 hours in a day. Guess what? I have files, I have clients, I have consultations booked in the day. I don't have time to go on WhatsApp and chat back and forth. If you really want to get to me, send me an email, a comprehensive email that says this, detailed, nicely detailed, because some people just say, I want a job in an email. Come on, I don't respond to that. Send me a good email that says what it is you want, and then I can tell you, do you need to book a consultation or not, or is it something that I can just respond to? But WhatsApp is not my mode of communication, unfortunately. So yeah, I know people complain, but please reach out to me by email. I'll always get back to an email. WhatsApp messages, I get 100 WhatsApp messages. They get hidden under there. Some people are trying to call me on WhatsApp video every 2 seconds, and at times I even switch off that WhatsApp phone. Okay, so I may never see your WhatsApp message. It's not something that I really am interested in. Sorry. How do I go getting my visa profile? How do I go about getting my visa profile? I don't know. Refused? I don't know. I didn't understand that question about how you get your visa refused. Maybe that was a typo. Okay. Can I do a nanny job at 60? Yes. Lucy, you can do a nanny job at 60. I know people who do nanny jobs here at 60. Actually, people at 60, they are very preferred. You know, those are settled people. They've raised children. They're good. They're reliable. They're dependable. Okay. So yes, you can do that. Yes, my email address, Kazim, my email address is lois@mileleimmigrationservices.ca. Maybe there's a way to do it here. Let me see. No, I cannot. How can I type here? You know what I will do? After we are done with this session, I'm just going to put my email address, my contact information, but my email address is on my website, www.mileleimmigrationservices.ca. Okay? Do skilled trades require KCSE ECA? If you're coming to Canada for whichever immigration, especially if you're coming under a permanent residence application, please get your get your ECA, even if it's high school. Okay. Yeah. Lois, you're welcome. Welcome. Yes. I see that. Henry Peter, you're asking how much I charge to apply for school. Please send me an email. Let's talk, because I need to know what kind of a school are you applying. Is it language school? Is it a master's? What is it you're applying? So talk to me. Send me an email. We can talk about that. I just don't want to go into prices here. Okay? Honey, you're saying hi, dear. Hello. Can I book a consultation from my home country? Yes, you can book a consultation from anywhere. Most of my consultations are from people abroad. Okay? Honey, you're coming to Calgary in October. You are welcome. You are welcome. Calgary is pretty and beautiful, and I think it's the best place, simply because I live here. Okay. Is tourist application getting treated? I already talked about that. I think when you say treated, you're asking whether it's being approved. I answered that question on whether tourists can come right now. Tourists are not coming yet. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Taurai, unfortunately, I don't know agencies, because I know recruitment agencies are the best way to get scammed. Yeah, so, okay, recruitment. I know what I wanted to talk about, because a lot of people, James Kilu, no, you can't work 40 hours as a student. As a student, you work 20 hours a week, but in summertime, during school breaks, you can work 80 hours if you can hack it, okay? But you're obligated, your study permit obligates you to work 20 hours in a week, during school hours. Can someone who is working in aviation industry get a job in Canada? Absolutely, anybody can get a job in Canada. Nemo, yes, thank you so much. Thank you. This is my first time to do live this. Oh my God, I'm shitting my pants here. So I messed up big time. Winnie, sorry, I don't get people jobs. I wish I did, but I don't get people jobs. You just have to apply, and just be careful on people who say that they help you get jobs, because there's a lot of scammers out there, and a lot of people are getting scammed trying to get into nanny jobs. If you want to know how exactly you can get a nanny job, I did a video on nannies, and please look at that and see the links that I gave on that video. go back to my YouTube channel, go to the description part and see the links that I gave there, and then apply for a nanny job through that. At home, I am good. Thank you for asking. Arnold, can you suggest a province suitable for civil engineering jobs after grad school? That question went by so fast. S5, you are welcome. Little Red. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Jason, best city to immigrate for supply chain. Any province is good province. Okay. However, I will, because I don't know your occupation, like real occupation and your skill set. Also depends on the point that you have. So I do not want to sit here and tell you this province is good. Your individual situation is the one that should determine which province you go to. Do you have children? There's so many factors to consider when you're booking when you're selecting a province. It's not just something that you select because of a job. Maybe you have children. Do you want to go to a province that doesn't have good opportunities for your children? What about your spouse? If you're married, do they have good opportunities as well? So you want to be in a good place that offers all of you good opportunities. Okay, so all provinces are good, right? All provinces are good, but how does each province look for you? Okay, in your individual case. And those are some of the things that we do handle on consultation sessions. Okay, so we can analyze your profile and say, you know what, I would tell you personally that, I would recommend this for you because of ABCD, your history and your future goals, and yeah, stuff like that. Battering Victory, there's a question you're asking there. I'm sorry, it keeps appearing and disappearing about visa refusal. Please bring it back and I will look at it. How fast are student permit processing? I also said, sorry, I talked about timelines. I cannot talk about timelines right now. Immigration Canada has warned us about telling people on timelines simply because, COVID delays and stuff like that. But the normal processing that I am seeing with my applications, some people about 4 months. Yeah, majority of them are doing like 4 months. If you're coming from a country that has a study direct program, or you're coming from Nigeria and you're applying through their express program, your application is processed between 1 month and 6 weeks. Okay, yeah. Solomon is asking, how do I apply study permit for a program with COP? Yes, I can advise you, Solomon. You can apply for a study permit. We can talk about that over a consultation session if you're interested. So please just talk to me and we can go over the application program. Godfrey, you're asking, I have a degree in computer science. What are my success chances? Success chances, good. Success chances. I will address this now. I am also going to address about jobs. I'm still waiting on any questions to do with jobs. Good day. Can you come to Canada on a work permit and apply for permanent residence? Yes. There's that person who's asking from Jamaica. And if you come to Canada on a work permit, you can later on apply to become a permanent resident. And the reason and how you do that is you first gain Canadian work experience. Okay, what you need to do is get Canadian work experience that is going to qualify you to translate that into maybe Canadian experience class. Okay, you can apply through the Canadian experience class for permanent residence, or you can also apply through that province's provincial nomination. Okay, a lot of provinces here are going to nominate you if you already have a job offer. And of course, if you have a work permit, it then means you have a job offer. So as long as you're working in whatever province, just make sure that that province has a program like that. Excuse me. Then you can apply for PR. Kazim, yes, you can book a consultation on my website. Please go ahead and book there. this question of success chances. People ask me questions and they are like, Lois, you know what? I have a degree, I have a master's, I have this and that and that. And what are my success chances? Okay, I will tell you this, my friends. Canadian immigration, as I said, is on merit. Okay? And not just on merit, there are like 50 immigration programs. So when you're asking me, what are your success chances? I really do not know which program you qualify for. Because what you first need to do, and people make a mistake, this mistake all the time. They go to agents who tell them, you know what? Yes, I think you qualify for express entry. Pay me this money, I apply for you. Never do that until you understand the Canadian immigration system and how you, in your case personally, based on your fact, translate into that. And then you can see, okay, maybe I'm older, maybe, I have less work experience, maybe my occupation, maybe I have connections in Canada. Those are the things that are going to determine your success chances. And it's not something that I can tell you here, even, just telling me that you have a degree and your age is this. Your success chances are going to be determined by, let's say, if it's the express entry, it's the points. In the express entry, let's say, right now, for you to be invited and under the express entry, they're requiring someone who has 470. And then you have 360. What are your success chances under the express entry? None. Okay? None. Because there's no way you'll get invited. So as much as an agent will take your money and put you there and tell you, oh, you know what, you can go looking for a job. Come on, they just taking you on a goose chase. Success chances then go a step further where you ask yourself, so if I'm not going to succeed in this, then maybe which other program can I fit into? And you look at the program that better fits you. Okay, so is there a provincial nomination that can handle my kind of skill sets? Right? And now you go to that province and also see their point system, because these provinces also have point systems, and ask yourself, so maybe it's Manitoba. Do I qualify for Manitoba? Maybe it's Saskatchewan. Do I qualify for Saskatchewan? That is the only way you can know success chances. But asking a general question, if you have a degree, you have work experience, yes, you qualify. I think you may qualify for the federal skilled worker class. But what are your success chances? I would only know if I sat down with you and I'll tell you this, your success chances are 60%, your success chances are 50-50, your success chances are 60. And at times I do tell my clients, and some people can tell you that when I sit with them, I tell them, you know what, if I were you, I will not do this or I will not do that. If you apply this, apply it knowing that you may never get successful. So you get into it with full understanding and knowing the risks. Okay, so you know that you may never be successful. So is it worth wasting your time? Is it worth your investment? Is it worth your, do you maybe want to look at other countries? Maybe the US is a better place for you than Canada. And I do tell people that in consultation sessions. And I also tell people at times, when I evaluate your profile, I give you your success chances. If I don't feel confident that you will succeed, I do not take people's cases. Yes, I know. I don't take all cases. I only take a case that I know has good chances of success, because I'm just not interested in your money. Okay? I'm interested in your success. Your success is my success. So I don't want to just have people who are going nowhere. Okay? So if I feel you're going nowhere, then I'll tell you know what? I wouldn't do that. As much as you're qualified for this, I wouldn't do it. Instead, I would do this because it offers you better chances. Okay, success chances, jobs, and recruitment. Getting a job. I want to address this because this forms the bulk of the emails that I get. Everybody is asking me, can I get a job in Canada? Can I get a job in Canada? If you're in Canada, you've already landed here. Yes, you can get a job. Okay? You can get a job if you're here. It's easy to get a job, and especially if you have a permanent residency or you're a citizen. However, if you're a visitor, there's still a challenge for getting a job, because nobody is going to hire you on a visitor visa. you're not authorized to work on a visitor visa. So you will need someone to get you a job offer, most likely with an LMIA, and I can tell you that's a tedious process. And then from there, you can translate that into a work permit. It's not easy, but it's doable. People do that, okay? When you're not in Canada, you are out there abroad, you want to apply for a job, it's a long shot. People do it, okay? But I also tell people to be smart, and I've done so many videos on, on scamming and fraud and stuff like that. Be really smart, because why would an employer who is in Canada be looking for someone who is, let's say, and I'm going to give an example with Uganda or Kenya or South Africa or Jamaica, or Dubai. Why would an employer be seeking you when they are here and they already have Canadian citizens and permanent residents who are jobless and are looking for work? And I'm not saying this to discourage you. I want to just give you the candid, honest truth about this job thing, okay? So instead of focusing so much on getting a job before you come to Canada for you to immigrate, I do tell people, focus on immigrating and then getting a job when you're here. Because the moment you're in Canada, please, you are not going to struggle for so long without a job. This is not like the UAE. It's not, it's not Saudi where people go for, for nanny jobs. This is a developed country, and there's a lot of opportunities here. So as long as you're in Canada, you will get jobs. We all came here the same way. We struggled, we hustled, we got starter jobs, and then we moved up the ladder with time. You need to be open to that. But this idea of you just staying in your country, you're an admin assistant or you're a bank manager, and you're saying that you'll only immigrate to Canada when you get a job, you may be waiting for 4 years and nothing is going to come through. Why? Because a lot of people, a lot of employers who are here, they are looking for people who are authorized to work, people with work permits, okay? Or people who are Canadian citizens, okay? So that is the thing, and this is also why I wanted to talk about recruiters. There's so many people who are always asking, send me a list of recruiters. If there were, I would send them to you. If there were genuine ones, I would send them to you. Unfortunately, most of the people who are purporting to be recruiters online, 98% of them are scammers. It's just a way for them to take money and tell you they're bringing you here, and they're not bringing you here. I know some agents, especially in places like Nairobi, who tell people that they'll bring you to Canada to work, but they're really not bringing you to work, okay? They know their way around. Maybe they've greased, a few hands somewhere, I'm not going to say, but they can bring you here on a visit visa. The moment you land here, they tell you, what, figure it out. And people are forced to seek asylum. Others are, devastated. They arrive and they realize there's no work, because you can get work on a visitor visa. Okay, so you either seek asylum, or you look for work, or you get frustrated and go back home. And I've seen that case happen, that scenario happen over and over and over again, whereby people come here and they go back to their countries because they were promised jobs which were not there. All they did was they were brought to Canada, they were told, what, figure it out. Okay, so be careful when you're talking about jobs, because jobs are not easy to come when you're not in Canada. However, I'm going to give a disclaimer there. There's this program that is called the Rural Northern Immigration Pilot Program. And I've addressed that, and I made maybe 11 videos, because there are 11 communities which are participating in that program. They do provide jobs under which you can immigrate through. So you will need to go to the community under the Rural Northern Immigration Pilot, see the jobs they've listed there, apply. If you're successful, then you can come through that kind of a job. But just sitting there and, applying for jobs, blindly, you could be wasting a lot of your time. And that time I tell people, you know what, maybe you should be concentrating on immigrating here. Come here as a permanent resident, and, never know, opportunities are endless. Okay? Someone called Fortune, you're saying, I would like to have your email address that I can contact you. My email address, Fortune, is on the website. It's Lois@mileleimmigrationservices.ca. Okay? Atul, I'm on study visa, May intake Brampton. Any suggestion for getting PR fast? Again, I wouldn't know unless I looked at your profile, and then I can tell you. Maybe you can apply before you even graduate. And I think I had talked about this before. I don't know when you joined. And welcome to Canada. You're coming to Brampton. You're welcome. There could be ways that you can get PR sooner, but I wouldn't know unless I look at your profile critically and see maybe you can apply for the express entry even before you graduate, or maybe you just have to wait until you graduate and go through the either the provincial nomination program or the Canadian experience class. So, or any other class, like a pilot program. Okay. Kawesa, can I get a work permit if I come as an international student? Yes, so if you're here as an international student, Kawesa, this is what happens. The study permit itself allows you to work. You don't necessarily need a work permit as long as you're an international student. It allows you to work in Canada, and I think I said this earlier. Wow, time 12:26. So it allows you to work for 20 hours in a week during school time, and full-time hours during school breaks. Outside of that, once you graduate, you'll get a postgraduate work permit, and it allows you to work. Guys, I'm going to be ending this session in 5 minutes, so I'll just take maybe 1 or 2 more questions. If refused a visitor visa that was submitted manually, how do I get the application information again? Yeah, if your visa was refused, you need to request for your GCMS notes. You can request and then go over that. If you're interested, we can do that on your behalf. Just send us an email and we can do that for you. Atul, you're asking for my mobile number. My mobile number is on the website again, www.mileleimmigrationservices.ca. I can tell you, maybe I usually take 1 call in a day because I am really busy during the day. I am booked back to back. So the best way to get in touch with me is always by email. And if you want to discuss something, I do recommend that you book a consultation. Joyce, you're saying you haven't received your visa? Yeah, you applied in May. It's still being processed. I also have visitor study permits that I applied in May, especially for people from Kenya, and they haven't been approved also, as in we're waiting for the approval. Okay. All right, one more question. Let me see whom I haven't. Guys, I would love to do this, and I would love to stay here for, for longer. But then again, I think I've been here for 1.5 hours, and I really appreciate you joining me today. It's been a pleasure. I see you guys have a lot of questions. I'll try and do this maybe once a month, or I won't promise right now to do one before the end of September. Maybe I can do another one at the beginning of October, simply because of some commitments that I have that are upcoming. Okay, yeah. So let me see. Any question? Atul, I don't see any question you're asking. You're just asking. You're just saying that you're in India. Sorry. So. Sinkala, can I get a study permit for postgraduate diploma in operations? I have an MBA. Yeah, as long as you're here as an international student, upon graduation, you can get a postgraduate work permit as long as the school allows you. Honey, you're asking me the consultation fee. Consultation fee depends on what it is you want to consult, but the average consultation fee is 150 Canadian dollars, and we do that for 1 hour. If you want to discuss things like refugee, it's 200 Canadian dollars. Kawesa, thank you. Joyce, thank you. So guys, let's say our goodbyes, and I think I'll see you in my next session. You want to watch this video. There's a video that I'm going to release today, and I think someone had asked that question. It's really interesting. So this week, I'll be releasing 2 videos that you need to watch. One is, should you apply, if you have an express entry application, should you be applying for a study permit at the same time? Okay, bye, Kazim. The other one, yeah, so gosh, my brain is going on lunch. Yeah, so that is one that I, bye bye, Sunny. Yeah, so I'll release 2 videos that you actually need to watch. Okay. Yes. So one is, should you be applying for a study permit if you have an express entry application ongoing? Shukran Wangari Wawero, thank you so much. Grace, do you follow up visa delays? Yes, I do follow up visa delays. If you're interested, please talk to me. I can do an inquiry for you on your behalf. Of course, Erafi, Ben, see you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Fatma, thank you. Mwah, mwah, guys, thank you. Can you get a job as a visitor? Yes, you can get a job as a visitor. Lucy, yes, you can get accounting jobs. Yeah. Florence, thank you very much. Emesha, you saying thank you for the session. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So guys, it's exactly 12:31 my time. It's time to go for lunch, and I hope to see you next time. Leroy. Can you help with visitor visa? Leroy, if you have a legitimate reason to visit Canada, I can help you apply for a visitor visa, but I don't give invitations. Bichila, thank you. Emma, thank you. Guys, give me a thumbs up. Tell me if you're ready for us to end this session. It was really Joyce. My email is on my website, www.mileleimmigrationservices.ca. I think I'll also put it. Wow, Ben, thank you. Atu, you're saying no. I don't. A good session, Georgina. Thank you. Someone I can't pronounce your name. Thank you. Naidu. Thank you. Don't forget Milko. I don't know what that is. Just what. Thank you from Kenya. Kenyans. Nyinyi ni watu wangu. You guys are my people. Atul, we want you to continue. I know, but I still have some kids. You hear my cat is meowing here. Dr. Njoki Shagan, thank you. I appreciate Eva. My question was not answered. Which is your question, Emma? Oh, thank you, Naidu. Emma, ask me your question. I'll take your question. Ask it. Can I get a work permit? Emma, I am here for you. You are the last question that I'll take before I go for my lunch. Asante sana, Jason Ngeno, thank you. Oh, I hope to meet you. Yeah, I hope to meet you guys. Georgina. Oh yes, how I manage that video. Actually, I'm releasing it. Thank you from Zambia. Emma, I'm waiting for Emma. I do not want to, it's Sunday. It's about refugee hearing. So what about refugee hearing, Emma? Refugees are sensitive cases. I would not advise us to discuss refugee hearings on this kind of a platform, though. I do help with refugee applications. If you want to seek asylum, if you're in Canada, please reach out to me by email, and we can discuss your refugee application. What I'm saying is, I wouldn't recommend that we discuss your refugee on this kind of a session. Oh, sorry. 3 semester gives you 1.5 postgraduate work permit. I'll answer that question. The person who is asking about postgraduate work permit, 1 year, between 8 months and 1 year, you get 1 year postgraduate work permit. Anything beyond 1 year, you get 2, yeah. So for 2 years, how is it? 2 years, 2 years, you get 3 years work permit. So anything that is regarded as 2 year study, you get 3 years work permit. Let me see if there's anything else from Emma, guys. Atul, we love you. We'll see you next time. Okay. Yeah, I just want to see, I'm in Kenya, do you assist in application? Yes, Paris. I do express entry applications, and actually, yeah, it's what I do most of the time. So please reach out to me. Grace, thank you. We love you, Moni. I love you too. Okay, guys. Emma, if you're still there, please send me an email. If it's about refugees, send me an email and let's talk. Okay, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. It was lovely, lovely. Yeah, I'll do another video. Thank you. Lovely having you. Thank you for having me today. Okay, take care, guys. Enjoy your Sunday. See you. Bye-bye. Milko, book a consultation with me. Yeah. My email, Henry, on the website, lois@mileleimmigrationservices.ca. Stay safe. Okay. How do I end this? Now, let me figure out how to end a live video. Bye. Are you sure? Yep.